शक्ति त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Welcome, everybody. Very happy to see you again today. Today is another one of these beautiful, hopefully, programs that will help you meditate. And this program is designed for newcomers or people who have been coming for the last 2 weeks, because we did start our program 2 weeks ago. So because of that, we would like those who are coming for the first time to raise their hands or tell us in the chat if you just come for the first time, because what we will do in that case, the newcomers will be having a separate session to have this experience of realization. And then we will go a little bit deeper with these people who have been coming for some time. All right, so I can see someone, Diane.
Michelle, sorry to interrupt. I think Diane has been to a few sessions, but it's her first one with us today. Diane, is that correct? You've been to other Sahaja yoga sessions?
Yes, on YouTube though, not live, recorded ones.
All right. Well, it's up to you. If you would like to have an intro session, you're very welcome to have one.
Yes, that'll be great.
All right.
You're very lucky because you will have one person for you, maybe.
Oh.
Anyone else who would like to join the beginners class? All right, so is it Kanan doing the panel?
I think it's Sudhanshu.
Sudhanshu. So maybe you can create this breakout room. Anyway, while this is happening, yesterday we had our program about the joy of the spirit. And so just to recap a little bit, once when we receive our self-realization or when we meditate, what's happening is that this motherly energy within us is awakened, and she relaxes our left side, which is our emotional side, which means that our worries diminish, all our anxiety diminish, and at the same time, this mother energy will relax our right side, where all our thoughts start to reduce, all our frenziness or stress is starting to relax. Then she rises up to the heart and she enlightens our heart, our spirit. Then she goes up through our brain, and then she takes us into a state of silence, which we call thoughtless awareness. When this happens, our heart is actually taken up to the top of our head in the last chakra, and that's when we feel the joy, we feel the silence. So just when I was thinking about this today, I thought I should show you something. I went to India many years ago when Sri Mataji was giving a public program. And what happened at that, I was quite new to Sahaja Yoga. And that day I felt a very strong feeling of joy, very, very strong. So what I did is I felt so good that I took my camera and I took some photos of this program. So I'm going to show you a few photos. So can you see? Can you see can you see the screen? Jenny,
Yes.
is it?
Yes,
clear? Yeah.
we can see it.
All right. So just because we've been talking about look, what we are doing here online is a kind of a public program in a way. What was happening at that time is Sri Mataji would come. This was a place called Satara in Maharashtra. She would come onto a stage of like a community hall, and people would sit. And then she would explain Sahaja Yoga the same way as we do today. You can see on the right-hand side, there is a chakra chart. And then she would, I hope I can navigate, yes, okay. Then she would give self-realization and ask people, how do you feel? Do you feel the cool on your hands? And people would raise their hands to say, yes, I can feel the cool. And then at the end of the program, she would let anyone who wanted to meet her come forward and speak to her. And she would give advice, or if someone doesn't feel cool, she would help that person. And that's at that time, I felt very, very joyful. I was in complete silence in my mind. And I was very, very happy. So I went very close to the stage and I took these photos.
They're beautiful photos, Jean-Michel.
That's it. That's all I wanted to share.
Thank you. That you could certainly feel the joy in those photos.
So now, if you would like, Jenny, you can introduce Monica.
Yes. Monica, if you, oh, there she is. Hello, Monica.
Everyone.
Thank you very much for joining us this evening. It's lovely to have you.
Lovely to be here.
Now, for those of you who don't know Monica, she was one of the original organizers of the 21-day series. So she was part of the team that organized the very first 21-day series, which actually turned into something like a 180-day series and is still going, I think. So it was really a wonderful event. I was involved, and also Jean-Michel was involved, as well as many other meditators around Australia and all over the world, really. We had many people who were involved in that program. And I know for me, it was a very profound experience. It really changed the way I looked at sharing Sahaja Yoga with others. And it totally changed the way I did it. So what I wanted to ask you, Monica, is what changes did that program make in you?
Oh, so many. That's a question I can keep answering. It showed me that, we're all the same. No matter what country, what nationality, what part of the world we're sitting in, what our background is, nothing matters. I think the fact that we're doing these programs online and we're getting to reach people from across the world, across the geographies, you just realize we're still all the same people with same problems, trying to navigate through the same obstacles in life. And when you connect with each other and help each other out, it's just amazing, the love that you give. For me, what was the best part was that I felt like I just gave a little bit, and in response I got so much that it's just amazing, the amount of love you can give and the amount you receive. I think it's more than 10 times. So that was the best part of the program, that we harbored a community which was so loving, so joyous, and profound in that sense.
Actually, I like the fact that you call this a community, because this is exactly how I felt. Is the moment I joined this group to participate, I felt a family, not only with you and Jenny and Vaibhav, but I felt family with everyone there. And the communication we had on WhatsApp or in the mentor session after that, it was unbelievable. Like some people it's like I've known them before. And two of them were from India, one from South Africa, and unbelievable, the heart feeling. So we hope that it will happen to everyone here.
Yes. I think for me, it was the very first online program I was ever involved in. And yes, like you're saying, Jean-Michel, that connection we were able to make, and the depth of meditation that you could have with someone who is on the other side of the world was amazing. And the fact too that there are so many people in the world looking for peace.
Yes.
In this time.
Absolutely.
So, Monica, what motivated you to start these programs? Actually, you could have stayed home and relax.
Can you, Uncle, speak a little loudly?
Okay. So I just wanted to know what motivated you to start these programs with Vaibhav, because you could have relaxed at home without doing anything. You're doing some gardening or working. What did motivate you?
Oh, I remember the day I got my self-realization. My sister was very persistent. She saw I had a troubled life. I was going through my own troubles at that time, and she was meditating for a few years at that time. So she kept telling me that you should meditate, and I thought, I don't know what's wrong with her. I have so many problems, and I don't think her meditation is going to help me. But the day I actually got my realization and I started meditating, I saw a profound change in my own life. All the problems that were like massive, all the things in my head that were really, really big, my own troubles. The thing is that in our own lives, our own problems are always huge, and it's hard to get over them. But when Sahaja Yoga happened, my realization charted a different life for me, where these obstacles just started going away on their own. And the thing is that when that happens, there is this compulsive need to share. I don't know where it comes from. I think all the Sahaja Yogis experience this, that when you see something so profound happening, when you see your own life transitioning so much, you feel the need to share.
Of course.
And we've never been able to get over that need to share. And initially we used to struggle. And actually, we're really thankful to the pandemic, because in one way, it opened up this online platform, which is so convenient. You don't have to leave the comfort of your home. It's the same for us, and it's the same for people who are joining us, because it's hard to take out time for yourself, especially when you have to get ready and go somewhere. But with these online sessions, you can just, find a corner in one space, one corner in your house, just sit and take that time out. And then we thought, why not? Right now, during the pandemic was the time when everybody needed it the most. Mental health has become an issue for everyone across the world. And we just thought, give it a shot. Why not? And then the 21-day program happened. It was supposed to be only 21 days. And then it continued to 21-day intermediate, and then the advanced. Like you said, it's still happening. It's still not finished. So,
and it will not finish,
I hope so.
No, of course. That's life. When I got my realization, the first thing I thought is, I have to tell my parents, I have to tell my sisters, my brother.
Yes.
So I told everyone, and then I told my cousins, and then I told my friends. It just went on.
You can't stop. After a while, you feel like, when when your life can change in such a simple manner, then you feel, why not? Why not share it with everyone? And I'll be honest, I am an Indian by origin, and in India, they really instill a lot of ambition in you growing up, because the sheer population of India, you have to really fight for your survival. So they make you very, very ambitious when you're growing up. Our parents, our education system, they make you very, very demanding. It's all about progress, and it's all about being financially independent and making a name for yourself. Growing up, I never thought I would do any volunteer work. I thought, why would anybody waste their time volunteering for something when you have so many more things to do? And that's another shift that happened with meditation, that when you do volunteer work like this, when a small action that we can take can bring such a profound change in somebody's life,
Yeah.
You can't stop. It's unparalleled. Being an Indian, I can say that this was the best thing I've done in my life. Despite everything that I might have done so far, it's unparalleled when you can share this with the world.
On that note, we are going to let you start your presentation, and you can start by explaining, because someone was asking in the chat, he was asking, when we talk about self-realization, are we talking about enlightenment? So we are going to disappear, and we're going to let you answer that question and then go on to your presentation.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica.
All right. So let me just say this one more time. My name is Monica. I'm originally from India, and I currently live in Brisbane, Australia. As a mark of respect, we always start by joining our hands, holding it in respect, and then just bowing down. And this just shows the humility that we are ready to embark on a journey we have the acceptance and the humility to be on that path. So it is always nice to just hold your hands and just bow down slightly. Now, although most of you might be familiar by the concept of raising your Kundalini and putting yourself in a bandhan, if you're unsure, you can just look at the screen and follow me. Your left hand stays in front and your right hand goes around it. So you keep it open and your right hand goes around and you slowly bring it up. And when you reach the top of your head, you make one knot, like an invisible knot. You do this for the second time. Again, the right hand goes around the left, slowly bringing it up. At the top of the head, we make 2 knots. Now the third time, we bring it up again. And this time, we will make 3 knots. 1, 2, 3. Now, as a protection, or the bandhan as we call it, we keep our left hand palm facing open in our lap, and we take the right hand around 1 time, build like an invisible rainbow, and bring it back. That's 1. And we do this 7 times. So bring it over. That's 2. And that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, before we begin, let's just relax ourselves. You can relax your shoulders, maybe shift your neck from side to side, and just ease yourself into a comfortable position. You could be sitting on the Mother Earth like me, or even if you're sitting on a chair, just relax. Try to be aware of how you're feeling. Try to be aware of what's going on in your head right now. If there's any stress you've collected in your neck, if there's any tightness in your shoulder, in your back, just have a little bit of awareness how you're feeling. And just try to relax yourself as much as possible. Now we're going to be doing a quick breathing exercise before we start. So let's just take a deep breath in. We're going to be using our nose to breathe in, and to breathe out, we'll be using our mouths. And when we breathe in, we're going to hold our breath for a couple of seconds and then breathe out. Right? So let's keep our hands open in our lap. Breathe in. Hold your breath and breathe out. Breathe in. Hold your breath and breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Hold your breath and breathe out. Now it's up to you. I will give you the freedom. You can either choose to keep your hands palm facing upwards in your lap, or if you want to keep them on the Mother Earth, you can do so. Or maybe we can start by keeping our hands on the Mother Earth. If you're sitting on a chair, you can just point them downwards. And if you're sitting on the ground, like me, on the earth, you can place your hands on the Mother Earth. Now, the topic for today's meditation is going beyond the mind. Now, before we indulge in the absolute meditation, let us understand a couple of things. Now, as you might have already found out, we have a left side and we have a right side. The left side of our body, it signifies our emotions. It signifies our past. It signifies the softness that we have, the desires that we have. The right side in us, it signifies our future. The fact that we can plan, the fact that we take action, the fact that we go out and do things. These are all right-sided activities. Right-sided people might lack a little bit of emotion, whereas the left-sided people could be very, very emotional or could be a little bit emotional. Now, there is no absolute. We are not either absolutely left-sided or we are not absolutely right-sided. There might be some people who are more inclined to be, say, right-sided or more inclined to be, say, left-sided. But in the middle, we have our center, which is the present, which is where we find our own balance. Now, every human being is a permutation and a combination of either being left-sided or being right-sided. So, we as humans could sway in between. Some days we could be very right-sided. Some days we could be emotionally upset or emotionally on a roller coaster. So we might become left-sided. Now, in either of the scenarios, let's just say we are a permutation and combination of both. So this is something we can all introspect and see, where do we lie? What kind of a person am I? Am I left-sided or am I right-sided? Now, in either case, whether you are left-sided or you are right-sided, our mind plays a very, very important part in how we lead our life, right? Now, let's say, for example, if I am a left-sided person, I like to plan things, but I don't take enough action on them. For example, I make a to-do list every day. And I know a lot of people do that because I used to do that as well. I will make a to-do list of 10 things that I might want to do. But sometimes I don't find the energy or the strength of my mind to actually take action on all those things. I might not be able to cross all those things off my list. Some of you might identify with me. And sometimes some people are very right-sided who make a to-do list and they are sure to cross everything off. They'll do everything that they've planned, everything that they wanted to do. They'll do everything. They'll check, check, check. And it's very hard to stop such people. They have that kind of energy where it's hard for them to sit. Even if it's a Sunday, it's a day off. Physically, they might be exhausted. They might need rest, but their mind just doesn't stop. And they persistently keep working because of that. Now, it's not to say that everybody fits in those categories. Sometimes there are people who might be a bit more balanced, who might be able to manage things. But yet again, have you noticed how our mind becomes an obstacle in all of these scenarios? Whether we are absolutely right-sided and our mind just does not stop thinking, or we are left-sided where we want to, but our mind is not supportive. We do not have enough strength to really do all those things that we want to. Our mind becomes a very, very big roadblock in every scenario. Now, as much as an asset our mind is, if we really put our mind to something, we can do it. And that's a very good and a very profound saying. But sometimes we need to go beyond the mind. Oftentimes, when we do this is when we are tired. Say when we are struggling, when we do not know what else to do, that is when we stop using our mind. That is when we say, okay, I can't do this. I don't know what to do. I surrender. I just don't, just leave it on one side. I can't deal with this right now. What is that attitude? That's just us realizing that not everything is in our mind's control. Not everything is in our control. Not everything can be planned. Not everything can be scheduled. Not everything can be done precisely as we want to do it. In my introductory video, I had spoken about Einstein, and something very similar happened with him. He was very close in his research. He knew he was very close. He knew that, the answer is somewhere very close to him. Yet, with his years of struggle, he couldn't reach it. He couldn't tell what was there, but he knew it was very close. And this happens with us all the time, doesn't it? When, say, for example, if you're looking for something, you've kept it somewhere, but you can't remember. Your mind is just not supporting you enough, and you know the answer somewhere close by, but you can't think of it. Or when you're trying to find an answer for something, and it's in your arm's reach, it's like, I can almost see it, I can almost feel it, but I don't know what it is. I don't know where it is. That is a very subtle example of going beyond the mind. And what that means is, for some time, you just need to stop thinking. You just need to tell your brain, relax for a bit, let it go, and just see what happens after. Now, in saying that, it does not mean that you stop doing the things that you have to do. You stop performing. You just sit like a couch potato and think, I'm just going to leave things. Absolutely not. We need to keep putting our efforts in, but our efforts need to be more detached. We need to be able to separate our mind, put it on one side and say, I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to think about it too much. Now, in order to achieve that state, we're going to have a meditation, so that every time we're in a scenario where we're struggling with something like this, we should be able to meditate and let go of things that are not in our control, let go of things that we want to do but are unable to do. So as always, it's always good to just begin our meditation by placing both of our hands on the Mother Earth. If you want, you can keep your eyes open, and shortly you will see Shri Mataji's photograph on the screen, which is always very helpful. If not, you can close your eyes and just listen to what I'm saying and try to do what I'm saying. So let us first ask Mother Earth for permission. This earth is the reason why we're sustaining. This earth is the reason why we have this beautiful life, the surroundings, the nature, everything that we see around. The food we eat, the air we breathe, the beautiful nature around us. Let us thank Mother Earth for everything that she provides, the fact that she sustains this life. So let us have that gratitude and say from the bottom of our heart, thank you, Mother Earth, for everything that you do. Thank you, Mother Earth, for being a very kind and generous mother to us. And I am sorry, Mother Earth, that I walk on you with my bare feet, that my only point of contact with you throughout the day is mostly my feet. Mother Earth, please give us permission to sit and meditate upon you. And we also humbly ask you to absorb all the extra heat and negativity from within us and kindly earth it within you. Let us feel the gravity below our hands and the connection we can all have with the Mother Earth. Now let us bring our left hand in our lap with the right hand on the earth. And here we're just going to quickly balance our left side. So again, we're going to pray to the Mother Earth. Mother, please strengthen our left side. And if there is any negativity, any heaviness in my left side, Mother Earth, please earth it within you. Please remove all the lethargy, all the excessive emotions and the attachments that I may have. Or the lack of emotion I may have. Mother, please balance my left side. All my attachments to the past, all my desires which are not pure. Now let's bring our right hand in our lap and gently bring our left hand towards the sky. So we bend it at the elbow, facing backwards. and our right hand stays open in our lap. And here, let us balance our right side. Mother, please bring our right side into balance and let all the excessive heat and all the negativities of my right side be absorbed into the ether. All the excessive heat we may have because of the work we do. Mother, please balance my right side. It's almost like our left hand is a chimney, and all the excessive heat from the right side can go into the ether. Now let us bring both of our hands close to our chest, palm facing upwards. And this is the time we need to bring ourselves into balance. Mother, please bring us into balance, into the present moment. Please remove all the excessive thoughts that I may have, all the imbalances that I may have. Please bring me into the present moment. Now, let us bring both of our hands back in our lap. And let us use our right hand and place it on our heart. The left hand can stay in our lap. And as we can feel a tiny heart beating inside, telling us that we are alive, let us remind ourselves one more time, firmly, that I am a pure spirit. And let us make a humble prayer here, because a strong heart can give you the strength to face any obstacle in life, any challenge in life. So as we breathe in and out, let us tell ourselves, I am alive. I am a pure spirit. And I am worthy. Mother, please remove all the anger, all the hate, all the jealousy from my heart. Please give me a strong heart so I can love everyone. Mother, please fill my heart with security. Remove all the insecurities, all the attachments, anything that stagnates and holds us back. Mother, please remove all the sympathy and replace it with compassion. Mother, fill my heart with your love and compassion. Let us place our right hand on our left side of the neck. And as we make our journey towards or beyond the mind, it is also very important to one more time tell ourselves, I am not guilty. No matter what I have done, knowingly or unknowingly, it's all in the past. It cannot be changed. But in order to have a better future, we have to take the right actions in the present moment. So coming back to the present, let us say, Mother, I am not guilty. And if you are unable to get rid of your guilt, you can just pray, Mother, please remove all the guilt from within me. Mother, please free my shoulders. Take away the weight of all the guilt I have been carrying. And please give me a chance to be a better person today. We all deserve it. Because we can all change. We can all be better. We can be better. So let us say confidently one more time, Mother, I am not guilty. 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 And you can just flick it off. It's like letting go of all the guilt. You can just collect it from there, imagining it's in your hands, and just flick it off. Now comes a very important step. Let us place our right hand on our forehead. And before our mind tells us what is possible, what is logical, and what is not, let us just say, tell our mind to be quiet for some time. At this point, it is very nice if you can just bend your head slightly into your hand, as if you are nursing a headache, and just rest your head in your hand for some time. Now this is where we need to surrender. We need to let go. Very important step. Mother, I surrender everything, including myself. Now you can repeat these small affirmations with me. Let us say loudly and confidently, Mother, I surrender myself. I surrender my anger. I surrender my emotions. I surrender all the misinformation I may have absorbed. I surrender my logical mind, my thinking mind, my analytical mind. And I also surrender my emotional mind. I surrender all my perversions, my insecurities. I surrender my dissatisfaction. I surrender all the false knowledge. And one more time, I surrender my guilt. I surrender my plans and I surrender my desires. I surrender my ego and I surrender my conditionings. Mother, I surrender myself. I surrender my health and my physical well-being. And I also surrender the well-being of everyone who is attached with me in my life. I surrender all my fears and all my anxieties. Mother, I surrender myself. You can take a couple of minutes and surrender all that worries you, all the fears or insecurities that we may have. Just surrender them. It's like you've been carrying the weight of them on your shoulder. Just take it off and leave it for just a few minutes. See how you feel. Just surrender. Just surrender. Surrender these thoughts. Just tell them, not now. Not now. Let us enjoy this state of meditation for a few minutes. And we will listen to some music. And followed by that, we will listen to Srimataji's talk given on the same topic. And we will see you after the talk.
मनोभोद्यहङ्कार चेतानेनाहम् न चाश्रोत्रजीवे न चाघ्राणनेत्रे न चाव्योमभूमिन तेजो न वायो चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न चाप्राणसंज्ञो न वै समस्तपायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न मे द्वेषरागो न मे लोभमोहो मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम्
you are self-realized. After self-realization, what happens? It's very interesting. After self-realization, you go beyond both these things, consciousness and awareness. Because you go beyond thought. You have gone beyond thought means what? Anger, all kinds of ideas, all kinds of aggression, everything is maneuvered or worked through your mind. So if your mind is lost, what will you do? There's no mind anymore. You exist with reality. So there is no mind to communicate. We call it thoughtlessly aware. Means what? We have conquered all our enemies by giving up one enemy, that was our mind. There's no mind to suggest. There's no mind to tell you. So once there is no mind, you are lost. Now it is being said that you ask a question to yourself, who am I? As soon as you ask this question, you become thoughtless, so you get lost. You cannot answer this question. Otherwise you might say, I am a woman, I am this, I am that, I am a bishop, or I am a pope, I am this, I am that. But once you are a realized soul, who will tell you who you are? Because the one which tells you is the mind which doesn't exist. No thought. Means you get dissolved into yourself. This is what is reality. But you are aware also. Now, That's another point. If you ask yourself a question, you are not there. But you are aware. If your navi is catching, you immediately know my navi is catching, I have got liver. Don't have to ask questions. Or somebody standing near you, left Swadhisthana, oh my God, it's this one. If somebody is very angry and hot-tempered, immediately you feel such heat from that person. So, oh Baba, run away from this man. So this is a new realm you have entered into, reality, which you are never aware before. Now supposing there's a very bad man standing near you. He might be a thief, he might be a murderer, anything. You will not be even conscious of it, leave alone aware, normally. But once you are a realized soul, you become aware of the whole. That is reality. What are the problems? In the collective, you become aware of the collective. You become aware of the problems of the whole world. Now, this awareness is very different. The first awareness, as I told you, is like this, that if somebody tells you you are this and this, you become aware of it. In this, nobody has to tell you. It's just there. You are there, you know what it is. And this is what we have achieved in these modern times, which is the blessing of the modern times also, that we know now who we are. You always say we are the pure spirit. Yesterday also I heard it. Are you sure? What makes you believe that? That you are the pure spirit. I mean, you haven't seen your spirit, have you? You haven't seen yourself, what you are. Then how do you say you are the pure spirit? It's just you are saying something because I say so. But you are the pure spirit because whatever is the description of the pure spirit is given, that it is aware of the divine power. It is aware of the divine power. And that is how you are the pure spirit. Because only through pure spirit as your personality, you can be aware of this all-pervading power. This is written in all the Shastras, in all the scriptures, everywhere. And what do you know about yourself? That you are the spirit. Because you know about your own chakras. You know about your own nadis. Now, what has happened is that you are separated from yourself and you can see yourself. You see yourself very clearly. And you start seeing yourself as the present and the past and the future. In the past, what I was, you see, you're shocked. Oh, my goodness, I was like this. You see it. Through this present state. In the present state, you see. Then you start forgetting it. Forget the past, forget the past. Then still you have the future. Then you start thinking about the future. First future, they think about their own children, their wives, such a goes. What will happen to my children? What will happen to my wife? Then they think, what will happen to Sahaja? Then they think, what will happen to Mataji? Also they think what will happen to this world. Because your awareness has expanded. You are not in the limited sphere now anymore. You can think of your children, you can think of your wife, also you can think of the whole world. And all the problems of the world you think. So you have reached that state, all right? Up to that state we are. Now what is the thing that covers up all this? Or gives you solutions, say for your children, for your family, your wife, everyone. What is the solution? Your mother believes in giving solutions, not only the problems. Because these days, there are not problems that existed in the Navratri. They no more exist. That you can take a sword in your hand and go and kill someone. No, it doesn't. It's not possible. Cut what? So the today's problem as they are, as we see, within us, we see the problems, we are aware of it, and we want to do something about it. Whether we are in the past, present or future, we see the problem. So now, what is the solution? We have no weapons, nothing to fight. We don't know also. So many do not know even how to hold a sword in the hand. And so many don't even want to hold it. Because they are so much in compassion, in the ocean of compassion, enjoying themselves nicely. They are enjoying their own compassion and compassion of others, compassion of their mother. But then how to solve the problem? The problem can be solved if you become very powerful yourself within. Where is your attention? You have to move inward. Where is your attention? You have to become very powerful. I have done my job. I have given you realization. You have grown so much. I have explained to you, I have told you everything is done. I have given you lots of love. Ocean of love, I should say, as you call it, whatever it is. But now you have to nourish yourself. You have to become powerful within yourself. So what is the way you can become powerful? First, you must believe that you have transcended your human personality and you have now become a superhuman being. First of all, this must come in. This is what we call as faith. This faith is not false faith, is not blind faith that you believe into something. But it's a fact. I have 100 times I have told that you have first of all faith in your ascent, in your position as such a person. For this, meditation is very important. Very important. Without meditation, you cannot have full faith in yourself. Because you can't know yourself by saying, who am I? You cannot. You try now, ask a question within, who am I? You'll be lost. So what should be the faith then? Because when you ask a question, who am I, you are lost. So we reach a stage where I have to tell you that faith is not mental, it is not emotional, it is not physical, but it is a state of your own being, which we can call as a spiritual state. In the spiritual state, nothing can disturb you. Nothing can overpower you. Nothing can dominate you. Because that state, if you have, that means you are part and parcel of reality. Then you are an honored member of the God's kingdom.
Let us let us just try to meditate in this silence. You know, just as we sometimes go and watch a movie, and say, for example, you have seen a film and you're watching it for the second time, you know exactly what's going to happen. Say, for example, the hero of the film was struggling at one point, but because you have seen the film, you know how it is going to end. You know that he's going to get through on the winning side. Because you know, it is easy to say, oh, just be patient, things are going to work out. So, what I want all of you to do now is just keep your right hand on your heart. And as we continue through this meditation, tell yourself to be patient with yourself and to be kind to yourself and to be kind to everyone around you. It is all going to work out on the other side. Doesn't matter what it looks like right now. Doesn't matter which situation you're in right now. Just tell yourself, I will be patient with myself and with others. And I will be kind to myself and to others. And let our kindness be anchored with compassion and not sympathy. On that note, thank you so much for joining us. There is one small exercise that I want to share with you before we complete today's session. So I don't know if you can see my video right now. There is a small, oftentimes this is what we do in the morning and when we're having our meditation. I think we fail to sometimes explain the smallest of things we do, but these small things have a really, really big impact. Now, we know how beneficial it is to sit on the Mother Earth and meditate, because this connection that we build with the earth is very giving. It's a very generous connection for us, because we get so much from Mother Earth. And there is one small exercise we can do to clear our agya. Our agya is our forehead, and this is where all the thoughts, all the ego, superego, our conditionings, everything's here, our anger. In order to clear this off, a very simple exercise is to bow down on Mother Earth, to place your forehead on the Mother Earth. Now, you would think, why do we need to do this? It signifies a lot of things. It signifies our humility. It also is a very respectful way of connecting with the Mother Earth. So it is really nice, and I think we as Sahaja yogis who've been practicing for a while, we do this, and we fail to explain this because it's just second nature to us. But it just came to me that we all can do this together, and this will really help you in clearing off your forehead. It's a good practice to do in the morning when you wake up, and also whenever you're having your meditation. Now, the process is that I'm going to show it to you shortly. You keep your hands open always because it's just a mark of respect, and it's also a way of receiving from the divine. But however, if you have bad knees or if your back does not allow you to do it, you don't have to do it. So please listen to your body, see how you feel. But if you think you are healthy and if you can do it, if you are physically able to do it, then this is something that you should definitely try. It will really help clear your head first thing in the morning and whenever you're having your meditation. Because Shri Mataji is a guru and we are all going with her teachings, it makes even more sense to do it in front of a photograph. But you can do it in your garden, whenever you're having your meditation. So what you do is you keep your hands open and just gently put your forehead on the Mother Earth. So I hope you could see it. All you do is you keep your hands open and place your forehead on the Mother Earth and just take a couple of seconds there. And this just really helps in clearing the agya, clearing the forehead, and bringing us in a more balanced state. A very, very small exercise. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed today's session. We'll just quickly raise our Kundalini, put ourselves into a bandhan. And I hope you'll continue meditating today and you will join us again tomorrow. After this, we will leave some music on for you to enjoy. So let us first raise our Kundalini. We make one knot. Again, taking our right hand around the left, bringing it up. Second knot, 2 times. And for the third time, we're going to be making 3 knots. 1, 2, 3. And now we build the rainbow around 7 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So thank you so much. I hand over to Auntie Jenny and Uncle John Michel, and it was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much, Monica. That was very nice, very relaxing, very meditative. On the last, about the last thing you said about bowing down to the Mother Earth, it reminds me, I met some people from Czechoslovakia several years ago, and they were saying to me that whenever they feel sick, like with a flu or anything like this, what they do is they go to the forest, they lie down on the earth and wait there half an hour, maybe more, and they come back home, they're cured. That's what she was telling me. So Mother Earth is very powerful and very nourishing, very protective. So we have to try and reconnect to the Mother Earth and take that nourishment directly from the source.
Yeah, so good for your forehead, so good for the mind, especially if we're having too many thoughts.
Definitely, definitely. Very effective. Very effective.
Something that our newer meditators might like to try is tomorrow morning, when you go out, there may be some dew on the grass. Just go out, walk on the grass in your bare feet and see how you feel. It's like a foot soak. The Mother Earth drains out any heaviness that you have in your chakras, and you feel much lighter after you do it.
Yeah, it's the best thing, walking barefoot. Even in the evening, you could just walk on the grass. Morning is the best time though, early morning.
There was one question that came at the beginning of the program and we have not really answered it, was when we talk about self-realization, is it enlightenment? So I will give a short answer and then you can also join in. So the difference between what we call enlightenment and self-realization is that self-realization is the awakening of our motherly energy within us. It's like a baptism because this energy is taking our awareness all the way to the last chakra, and it opens up the last chakra. That's why they called it fontanelle. It's like a small fountain coming out of the head. That's the baptism. So this self-realization is giving us the light. But the enlightenment, as what we've read in the Buddhist, like we read in books about Buddhism, about Buddha, is a full, complete 100% enlightenment where he's one with God Almighty. In the case of Sahaja yogis, self-realization is the light within us to allow us to be enjoy in the silence meditation and to find our balance back and to grow towards the complete cleansing of our subtle system. And sometimes I feel I am very, very balanced, very free in myself. And I thought one day, if I was completely clean and thoughtless and happy, I was thinking maybe I don't, I disappear because no more attachment here. Anyway, it was just an image to say that we have that joy and that silence, that peace, and this is our enlightenment, but not the full enlightenment as people would have read in the scriptures.
We've had a very similar question to that, Jean-Michel, on the WhatsApp group about self-realization, and are we self-realized now? And yes, we are now self-realized in that we do have this awakening of the Kundalini. But as Jean-Michel just mentioned, this is the very first step. So now that our Kundalini is awakened, it becomes much easier to move towards this full enlightenment because our Kundalini is helping us, helping clear our chakras and balancing us. So in the past, people would head to the Himalayas, isolate themselves, and try to reach their enlightenment without this Kundalini awakening. So it is now much easier since 1970 when Shrimataji began her work.
And it has become a collective process because in the past, people would go one by one, try to find a master, a guru, who would give them this awakening of their energy. And then it would take them a lifetime to becoming ascetics, retiring from the world, fasting, and whatever, so that they achieve their enlightenment. Now, the time has come to integrate the whole world and all the people. And Shrimataji explained that she started this en masse self-realization because the time has come for the whole humanity to reach that stage. So it's a very collective effort. And when we are together in a meditation room like now, we all feel the power of the collective. We feel the other people strength that is nourishing us as well. So it's a very beautiful process. And we are here to help each other. That's why we came today to share our experience.
Uncle, Shrimataji also said that, and this is something that was also said in the ancient times, in the Indian mythologies, where we would speak about the time when the saints would actually go to Himalayas and meditate. And it was said that if all the good people renounce the world and just go to a secluded place and meditate, of course they will get their moksha, they'll get their enlightenment, and they'll become better people. But what's the use? All the corrupt people will be managing the world outside. All the good ones will be sitting in one corner, attaining their enlightenment and getting rid of the cycle of birth and maybe, getting done with it. But what's the use if all the corrupt people are left to run the world? So that's why I think in this lifetime, it becomes very important to achieve your enlightenment while you are still leading a life, which is very, very normal. You cannot shun your responsibilities and say, I'm just going to sit and become a better person in some secluded place. So the challenge is definitely, it's more challenging when you're leading a very normal life to be more virtuous. But true enlightenment leads you to a more virtuous life slowly and slowly. It will keep integrating those good qualities in you. You will be more self-aware of all the vices you have, or in day-to-day, whatever things we are doing which are wrong, you become more aware of them. And slowly you just manage to get rid of those problems. Because the awareness is the first step. Like if I don't even know I have ego, if I don't know if I have insecurity, if I don't know I'm collecting guilt, I can never get rid of it. So our realization gives us that awareness where we can sort of be aware of what we have and what we need from that point.
We had another question on the WhatsApp group that is quite close to what we're talking about now. Someone asked, is it more important to meditate in a group? Is there a different purpose to meditating individually than there is to meditating in a group? Would either of you like to answer that question?
Yeah, look, I am a collective person myself, so I like people. Someone who is not like doesn't find easy to connect to other people, it might not be easy actually to come to a group, but each of us has to try alone and in a group. I think it's important not to be limited. Like, I like to meditate alone, I like to go to nature, no problem, but I like people. So I like to share, I like to share the joy. And when we meditate together, definitely it is more powerful in terms of this energy is stronger. It's actually sometimes easier to become silent and joyful when we are a group in meditation. That's my experience.
Yes. Monica, did you have anything to add?
Just that, like Uncle said, just start with meditation. If you feel like you can't be with people outside, just start with meditations online where you're in a virtual group if you're uncomfortable being with people. But eventually you realize that change will come on its own, where you will start enjoying the collectivity, you'll start enjoying being with people. And as Uncle mentioned, that when you're in a group, the most amazing things start happening. For example, if I lack, say, for example, in my generosity, which is the Nabhi chakra, which is right here in the stomach, or maybe if I am not very satisfied,
Not true.
if I come in contact with another person, another yogi who's also meditating with me, but they are very satisfied, but they might lack in their heart. And I might have a strong heart. Our kundalinis start helping each other. So my strong heart will give them a stronger heart, and their generosity and satisfaction will make me more generous and more satisfied slowly. So that's the biggest virtue of being in a group of people. When you're together, the energy rises very quickly. It overcomes the obstacles very quickly. So the beauty of meditation is that now when you do start meditating, it'll slowly help you become more collective. You start enjoying it more. So hopefully if you're not in a lockdown, eventually you can physically meet people and meditate with them.
We had one more question. Thank you for that answer, Monica and Jean-Michel. We had one more question. Someone asked, if you have a hot right side, can you still candle? And on the opposite side is, if you have a heavy left side, can you still foot soak?
Monica?
I think we'll start with the left side first.
Yeah.
The funny thing about left side is that we might think it's making us very lethargic, or if we have a very emotionally heavy left side. I'll explain this in a systematic manner. We become very insecure with a heavy left side. Our emotions make us very, very insecure. And that insecurity gives us a fake wall of ego, because we feel like we're protecting ourselves. So we feel like our guards are constantly on. And that's the problem with left-sided people. So it becomes a funny way of intersecting with the right side. So if we are very left-sided and heavy on our left, we do become very insecure. So foot soak is always good, no matter what, whether you're heavy on the left side or heavy on the right side. Foot soak will always help. So definitely prioritize and have a foot soak. Doesn't matter
But not
whether you think.
Not
have,
too long.
yeah, just you could use warm water. Don't use cold water. Maybe use slightly lukewarm water. And ideally, foot soaks should not be more than 7 to 8 minutes. Normally, you could just take your feet out in 7-10 minutes max. And use warm water if you feel you're left-sided. And for the right-sided people, you should use cold water, or temperature should be slightly cooler. And definitely put an ice pack on your liver to help soothe the right side. For the candling, Uncle John Michel, do you know if right-sided? I don't think right-sided people should do candling, because candling is directly, you're bringing a flame until
Yeah.
and unless you have a very, very weak left side, because you're too right-sided. I wouldn't recommend
No,
using
you're right.
candling.
I would tend, if I feel I'm right-sided, I would not use the candle at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely.
Just foot soaks and ice packs would be really helpful. And after you feel better with that, maybe once you feel you're coming down and a little bit of balance is being restored, then if you want to heal your left side, maybe use a candle, but later. Start with just foot soaks, not candling.
Can do, if you do have a hot right side, you can just keep your left hand on your lap, but drop your right hand down to the earth. And that will also help clear your left side without a candle.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that was it for our questions. Thank you very much, Jean-Michel and Monica, for your answers. Very enlightening. Now, before we go, we'd just like to show a couple of things on our website. So Sudhanshu, if you don't mind, just showing us the website. Here we go. So a couple of things I wanted to show you on the website. Yesterday, we spoke about the mentorship program, and this is for people who are new to Sahaja Yoga, who would perhaps like a mentor at the end of this 3 weeks. So if that is you, you can click on the mentorship registration form, and we will try to match you up with a more experienced meditator. And then you can decide with your mentor how you can best be supported in your meditation. So if you are interested in a mentor, please click on the link and fill out the registration form as soon as you can. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you, if you go down to resources, thank you, and if you click on see all resources, now we have added a section of Sri Mataji's photos for meditation. And you may have seen Monica also had her meditation space with Sri Mataji's photo. Now, if you would like to try to set up your own meditation space, we have some photos for you to choose from. Now, sometimes people say, well, which photo should I choose? Choose one that speaks to you, one that you feel a strong connection to. We're all different. Choose one that particularly works for you. You can print it out, put it in a frame, and begin your own meditation space. Now, later on in this series, we'll talk a little bit about how you look after your meditation space. But for now, try setting up a photo and see how it helps your meditation at home. You'll be, I think, I know I felt a very big difference, and I feel you will as well. Now, we also have a little clip there about using Sri Mataji's photograph for meditation. It's a very short clip. It goes for about a minute and a half. So if you'd like to know a little bit more information about why we use Sri Mataji's photo, and I think this is Sri Mataji herself talking, please have a look at that video as well. Thank you, Sudhanshu.
So do we have music now? Do we have like a concert or any music prepared?
Sorry, Jean. Oh, okay, here we go.
Do we have music now?
We do. We have some music. Thank you everyone for joining us. Any more questions, please add them to the WhatsApp and we'll answer them for you. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Good night, everyone.
लिए है कि अपने
स्वप्न साकार होते दिखाई दे रहे हैं, साकार हो रहे हैं, लेकिन इससे भी कहीं विशाल न जाने क्यों आपकी माँ की दृष्टि है कि सारे विश्व में ही ऐसे एक स्पंदन में, एक प्यार में सारी पृथ्वी की जितनी भी अच्छाइयाँ हैं वो चमकने लग जाए। परमात्मा आप सबको आशीर्वादित करें।
I will request Sanjay Talwar to come and render some of his most melodious and beautiful songs in his one of the most melodious and beautiful voice that we have got. He's a big blessing to Sahaja. Give him a big clap, please. Vinay? Vinay? वो पैसे इकट्ठा करो और बैग अपने पास रखो, उसको डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कम ही। हाँ हाँ करता।
आणि सहयोगानंतर रिअलायझेशन नंतर त्यांना डायमेन्शन्स आले. आता हे मुख्यवारी गायक ऑलरेडी यांच्यावर एवढा डिमांड झालेला आहे. टिप्स मांग रहे हैं, दुनिया भर के इन पर बहुत सारे आक्रमण हो रहा है कि किसी तरह से आप हमारे इसमें आ जाइए, ये सुनाइए, वो सुनाइए. आप आवाज सुनिए कितना फर्क आ गया है सहयोग के बाद. माइक जस्ट पुट द माइक नियर हिम प्रॉपर्ली, ऑलराइट प्लीज.
सवेरे का सूरज तुम्हारे लिए है, सवेरे का सूरज तुम्हारे लिए है कि अपने दिए को है तुम याद रखना. हुआ माँ कृपा से है अपना ही दर्शन, हुआ माँ कृपा से है अपना ही दर्शन. सदा अपने जीवन को आबाद रखना. सवेरे का सूरज तुम्हारे लिए है. तुम्हारे लिए की कड़ी मान मेहनत, तुम्हारे लिए की कड़ी मान मेहनत. लगन की अगन में है क्यों जल रहे हो. कोई भी कमी तुमको महसूस क्यों हो. कोई भी कमी तुमको महसूस क्यों हो. समर्पण अगर खुद को कर ही चुके हो, इसी स्थिति में करो खुद को कायम. इसी स्थिति में करो खुद को कायम. सदा चित निरोध अपना करते ही रहना. सवेरे का सूरज तुम्हारे लिए है. सभी वक्त सीमा में निश्चित बंधे हैं, सभी वक्त सीमा में निश्चित बंधे हैं। उन्हीं के लिए वक्त रुकता नहीं है, सहज वक्त बंधन को तोड़े तभी है, सहज वक्त बंधन को तोड़े तभी है, जब ही संतुलन में ही स्थिर हो सको तुम। इसी स्थिति में करो खुद को कायम, इसी स्थिति में करो खुद को कायम। सदा चित्त निरोध अपना करते ही रहना, सवेरे का सूरज तुम्हारे लिए है। ये जीवन की मझधार में नाव अपनी, ये जीवन की मझधार में नाव अपनी है। माझी भी भ्रम में दिशा धुंधली है, जब भी मान लो आत्मा ही तुम्ही हो, जब भी मान लो आत्मा ही तुम्ही हो, तो सागर की गोतें न महसूस होंगी। इसी स्थिति में करो खुद को कायम, इसी स्थिति में करो खुद को कायम। सदा चित निरोध अपना करते ही रहना, सवेरे का सूरज तुम्हारे लिए है, कि अपने दिए को है तुम याद रखना। हुआ माँ कृपा से है अपना ही दर्शन, हुआ माँ कृपा से है अपना ही दर्शन। सदा अपने जीवन को आबाद रखना, सवेरे का सूरज तुम्हारे लिए है।
After realization, you see, he started composing poetry. It's beautiful. His voice opened also into new dimensions. It's a very deep, devotional voice he has got. But the music is so beautiful, the poetry is so beautiful. The poetry is like this, that the morning sun is your own, only keep your state steady. That is for Sahajogis. You have to keep your state steady, keep your attention in control, so that the morning sun is your own, all the joy is your own.
उन्हीं को क्यों न पाही लो, पुकार कर बुला रही माँ कुंडलिनी तुम्हें। जो शक्तियाँ तुम्हारी हैं, उन्हीं को क्यों न पाही लो, पुकार कर बुला रही। न थी खबर हमें सहज ज्ञान की, न थी फिकर हमारे उत्थान की। पड़ी नजर जो आत्मा पे अपनी, उठा सवाल क्यों न इसको जान ले। न थी खबर हमें सहज ज्ञान की, न थी फिकर हमारे उत्थान की। पड़ी नजर जो आत्मा पे अपनी, उठा सवाल क्यों न इसको जान ले। पुकार कर बुला रही माँ कुंडलिनी तुम्हें। जो शक्तियाँ तुम्हारी हैं, उन्हीं को क्यों न पाई लो, पुकार कर बुला रही। भी दोष हो भूतकाल का, करी हो गलतियां हजार तो भी क्या। जब भी सभी को दिल से माफ कर दिया, हुई कृपा हम पे आदि माँ की। कोई भी दोष हो भूतकाल का, करी हो गलतियां हजार तो भी क्या। जब भी सभी को दिल से माफ कर दिया, हुई कृपा हम पे आदि माँ की। पुकार कर बुला रही माँ कुंडलिनी तुम्हें। जो शक्तियाँ तुम्हारी हैं, उन्हीं को क्यों न पाही लो, पुकार कर बुला रही। दिया जला लो माँ की तस्वीर पे, पसारे हाथ कर लो ध्यान माँ पे। चढ़ी बलि जभी अहंकार की, हृदय में लौ जलेगी माँ के प्यार की। दिया जला लो माँ की तस्वीर पे, पसारे हाथ कर लो ध्यान माँ पे। चढ़ी बलि जभी अहंकार की, हृदय में लौ चलेगी माँ के प्यार की। पुकार कर बुला रही माँ कुंडलिनी तुम्हें। जो शक्तियाँ तुम्हारी हैं, उन्हीं को क्यों न पाही लो, पुकार कर बुला रही माँ कुंडलिनी तुम्हें। जो शक्तियाँ तुम्हारी हैं, उन्हीं को क्यों न पाही लो, पुकार कर पुकार कर पुकार कर।
One more song from Sanjay Talwar, and we will regretfully part for dinner and then come back gladly to listen to more music.
है दौलत मिली कुंडलिनी की हमको मूलाधार में, इसने घर है बसाया गणेशा स्वयं इसके दर पे विराजे, करी जब शुद्ध इच्छा ये माँ जाग जाए। है दौलत मिली कुंडलिनी की हमको मूलाधार में, इसने घर है बसाया गणेशा स्वयं इसके दर पे विराजे, करी जब शुद्ध इच्छा ये माँ जाग जाए। है दौलत मिली कुंडलिनी की हमको। क्या हूँ आत्मा क्या गुरु भी हूँ अपना, क्या हूँ आत्मा क्या गुरु भी हूँ अपना, श्री ब्रह्मा से मांगे हूँ मैं दैव विद्या, श्री ब्रह्मा से मांगे हूँ मैं दैव विद्या। मैं हूँ आत्मा और गुरु भी स्वयं का, मैं हूँ आत्मा और गुरु भी स्वयं का। भवसागर दत्तात्रेय है नाभि पे विष्णु, नमन कर इन्हें अनहद पे ये ठाना, जगी कुंडलिनी शुरू नव जन्म हो। है दौलत मिली कुंडलिनी की हमको। जो हूँ आत्मा कोई दोष नहीं है, जो हूँ आत्मा कोई दोष नहीं है। विशुद्धि के बाएं पे मैंने ये ध्याया, विशुद्धि के बाएं पे मैंने ये ध्याया। सभी को क्षमा कर के ली माँ क्षमा भी, सभी को क्षमा कर के ली माँ क्षमा भी। जो बीता भुला करके दोष मिटाए, किया चक्र आज्ञा पे जब ये समर्पण, खुला द्वार श्री का मिला साम्राज्य है। दौलत मिली कुंडलिनी की हमको। सहस्त्रार पे अपने चित्त को लगाकर, सहस्त्रार पे अपने चित्त को लगाकर, बिना संकोच के मांगा है माँ से, बिना संकोच के मांगा है माँ से। मुझे मेरी शक्ति का अनुभव करा दो, मुझे मेरी शक्ति का अनुभव करा दो। सदा शिव के चरणों में उसको बिठा दो। किया भ्रमरांध्र को सूक्ष्म से छेदन, वो थी कुंडलिनी हुए पार तब हम। है दौलत मिली कुंडलिनी की हमको, मूलाधार में इसने घर है बसाया। गणेशा स्वयं इसके दर पे विराजे, करी जब शुद्ध इच्छा ये माँ जाग जाए। है दौलत मिली कुंडलिनी